Smith of Chicago, Illinois, nonprofit home video and artwork creations. In this particular video, we will be looking at the Dome in the Rock octagonal building structure, outer wall, rectangular window frames that adorn the entire outer surface of the Dome in the Rock. Well, when we look at the central rectangular window frame, we see a central Ethiopian cross being flanked up on the upper left and lower right hand corners by a 1, 2, 3 grouping of pyramid squares. So when we look at the 1, 2, 3 grouping of pyramid squares, this connects the Isaiah 19:19 Egyptian pyramids in North Africa to the Jerusalem Temple Mount, where we see the book of Genesis 49 chapter and 8 verse, fourth son of Jacob, who according to Psalms 105th chapter and 23rd verse is seen entering into ancient Egypt amongst the 12 sons of Jacob, where we currently see him today, couched down in front of the Isaiah 19:19 Egyptian pyramids, as the Ethiopian couching lion sphinx of ancient Giza and Gaza, Ethiopia, and Jerusalem. As we look at this archaeological discovery concerning the North African pyramids of Egypt, appearing within all of the stone rectangular window frames in the form of 1, 2, 3 grouping of pyramid squares, in order to 100% prove geometrically that those 1, 2, 3 grouping of pyramid squares represents the Isaiah 19:19 Egyptian pyramids, we must fly over the North African pyramid of Khufu and look down upon it from a helicopter upon the Giza pyramid complex. When we do this, we will see 1, 2, 3 grouping of pyramid bases as the 1, 2, 3 grouping of pyramid squares. Now, when we look at the central Ethiopian cross within the Dome in the Rock stone rectangular window frames, we see that the vertical section of the Ethiopian cross is a rectangular section. The horizontal section is a rectangular horizontal section. We also see a square overlapping the upper vertical section and the lower vertical section, and this goes the same with the left and right horizontal section. This is where we count the corners of the Ethiopian cross, where we see on the upper left hand corner of the vertical section, the rectangular vertical section, if we draw a line from 11 to 4 o'clock in that corner, well, that's the first pyramid triangle. And if we do the same thing for the pyramid square, that's the second pyramid of Khufu triangle. And when we do the same thing for the horizontal section, we have generated 3 triangular pyramid shapes. So this is how we geometrically prove that the Dome in the Rock central Ethiopian cross represents the globe earth stellar pyramid MERCATOR projection of the fourth son of Jacob, who's referred to in the book of Genesis 49 chapter and 8 verse as the Lion of the tribe of Judah. He's now referred to within the Dome in the Rock stone rectangular window frames as being a part of the returning cube crystal city structure of New Jerusalem. Okay, we can prove this geometrically by looking at the position of the African sphinx of the tribe of Judah in front of the second pyramid square. Now, when we look at the central Ethiopian cross within the stone rectangular window frames, we see that the second pyramid, aligned from the center of this Ethiopian cross within the Dome in the Rock stone rectangular window frame, going straight out will cause the apotem lines of the pyramid of Khufu. This is where I depicted in this video, where you see the apotem lines emerging out of the center of the Ethiopian cross. Now, this apotem line is a 356 cubit apotem line. It uncovers the rectangular king chamber called for purpose in geography, where we see it in the position of number 2 on my wall schematics, where we see the Dome in the Rock blown up section of the outer stone rectangular window frames. When we look at the African lion sphinx of ancient Judaism that was denied in theological racism by the book of Daniel 8:12 Greek and Roman conquerors over the biblical Holy Land, we see that the African Sphinx, who's now couched down in front of the Isaiah 19:19 Giza pyramids, was denied by the book of Revelation 9:11 Greek fallen angel of the bottomless pit called Apollyon, who gathers all of the world armies together and sends them into Jerusalem and Syria in the last day to wage war against Mount Sinai's elongated Old Testament extraterrestrial Elohim that landed upon Mount Sinai in the glowing circular hydrogen light-based world within the world like UFO that had a crystal dome, where prophet Ezekiel saw a biological life form sitting in this crystal dome. So when we identify the biological life form referred to as Allah and Yeshua that created Genesis 2:7 normal headed human race, we must return back to the deception in the 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible to over 100 million Christians around the world, because the Islamic Dead Sea Scrolls found in the Qumran cave is, when you look at them, it was Islamic Aramaic language, the same language you hear being spoken in Palestine, Giza, Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Lebanon, Afghanistan. Okay, so these people are the remnants of the 12 sons of Jacob. Now, if we look at this Islamic Aramaic Dead Sea Scrolls, the area in which it was discovered, it was called the Qumran cave. It was within a group of mountains that connect Giza, Gaza, and Jordan and Jerusalem together. Okay. Now, when we look at this, we see on the outer surface of the Qumran cave, we see the ruins of a black African Sphinx face wearing a royal headdress, and we see a three-dimensional stone in the form of a female face. You can barely make out the female features, but this three-dimensional stone is in a position as if it was kissing the Sphinx. Now, the Sphinx has shoulders, and he has the paws, much like if you're looking at the couch position of the Sphinx straight forward. That's the ruin image in which we see on the mountainside of Mount Quran, where we found the Dead Sea Scrolls inside of a cave. So as we reconnect the fourth son of Jacob to the lion Sphinx of ancient Jerusalem that ruled in ancient Giza and Gaza over all the 12 sons of Jacob, we have reclaimed the globe earth stealth pyramid Mercator projection of the book of Psalms 105th chapter and 23rd verse, 12 sons of Jacob, that originally left the Babylonian stealth pyramid civilization of Ham, which is located in the modern Iraqi area, as they crossed the Euphrates River and entered into North Africa. So here's where we see 12 blacks leaving, 12 black tribes leaving the Babylonian stealth pyramid civilization of Ham, located in the modern Iraq, crossing that thin strip of water called the Euphrates River that separates the African continent from the Babylonian stealth pyramid civilizations of Ham. Now, when we see the same Babylonian stealth pyramids appearing in North Africa as the first pyramid of Saqqara, the first stealth pyramids of Saqqara, we have identified the stealth pyramids in Babylon to the stealth pyramids in ancient Egypt to be geometrically represented within the dome of the rock outer wall stone rectangular window frames in the form of a central Ethiopian cross. Now, this central Ethiopian cross was connected to the 123 Isaiah 19:19 Giza pyramid, where we see them appearing in the dome of the rock stone rectangular window frames as 123 grouping the pyramid squares, flanking the central Ethiopian cross. This archaeological and astronomical discovery in theology exposes the 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible to be the chief cause of brainwashing by the Greek and Roman conquerors that took over the biblical Holy Lands. So this is how we uncover brainwashing of over 100 million Christians around the world by the Greek devil art on the back of the American dollar bill pyramid that writes all the math books and biology books in your classrooms in America and in the United States. So this Greek devil is consistently he's consistent in denying Malachi 4:2 winged Sundays to be 1 John 1:1 15 billion year old holy hydrogen light creation that existed in the black outer regions of space before creating the 5 billion year old earth. This is very important in the brainwashing of 100 million Christians to believe in the Greek and Roman image of Jesus and Jehovah as God, in the 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible that's read in every church in America. Once we dismantle the dome of the rock, outer wall, stone, rectangular window frames, globe, earth, step, pyramid, Mercator projection, geometry, we see that the chief focus of the Jerusalem Temple Mount was about Genesis 49, chapter and 8 verse, Lion of the tribe of Judah. Okay, this is what all of the 1, 2, 3 group in the pyramid squares is seen flanking a central Ethiopian cross. Now, when we go to the Ethiopian cross that's actually located in modern Lalibela, we see a cross-shaped building structure that was carved out of solid bedrock. The area that was left formed a square. So if you jump down in that square, and once you reach the bottom and look up, you're looking up from the book of Revelation 21:18, cubic dimensions of New Jerusalem. Because every cube has a square for a ceiling, a square for a floor, a square for a left and right wall. So once we reconnect the cross-shaped building structure in Ethiopia to the dome of the rock, outer wall, stone, rectangular window frame images of a central Ethiopian cross, we have exposed the Greek and Roman 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible that was originally copied from the Islamic Aramaic Dead Sea Scrolls. This is why we see Islamic Aramaic inscriptions on the outer wall surface of the dome of the rock and on the dome of the chain. Okay, so when we look at this, we see the 101 Islamic Aramaic name of Allah being generated from the 21 gates that you walk to gain access up onto the octagonal building of the Dome of the Rock platform. So the name of Allah on a white blank sheet of paper appeared as 5 U's connected to one another, like a big U in the center and another small U, and then the rest is small U's to the left and right. So when you look at the 21 gates you must walk to gain access up onto the octagonal building structure called the Dome of the Rock platform, when you flip these 21 gates upside down, you see 21 U's. So a big U for the big gate, a smaller U for the smaller gate, and then the rest is small U's to the left and right side. So you must walk through the Islamic Aramaic 101 Temple Mount entrance gate name of Allah as Yeshua that created the book of Genesis 2:7 normal hit the human race. Once you make this discovery plain and clear in the minds of 100 million Afro-Americans that's being brainwashed by the Greek devil eye upon the back of the American dollar pyramid. Once you point out that the African pyramids of Khufu, and that's connected to the scripture reference of Isaiah 19:19, we see the Egyptian pyramid Lion Sphinx of the tribe of Judah pyramids was taken over by the Greeks that conquered Africa. This is why if you take a dollar bill out your back pocket and flip it over, or take a dollar bill out your purse, you'll see that the African pyramids was conquered by the Greek and Roman conquerors of Daniel 8:12, who's referred to as the rough gold is the king of Greece. In the latter times of his kingdom, he should stretch forth his hand to conquer the biblical Holy Land areas of Giza, Gaza, Ekron, Ascalon, Ethiopia, and Jerusalem. So as we uncover this great archaeological and theological discovery, we must accept that the North African Chaldean Lion Sphinx was the chief focus of the Jerusalem Temple Mount. And this is how we uncover the Dome of the Rock, outer wall, stone, rectangular window frame, geometric proof of the Isaiah 19:19 Giza pyramids, when we see 1, 2, 3 group in the pyramid square flanking the central Ethiopian cross. Now this occurs in all of the stone rectangular window frames. Now when we look at the cross-shaped building structure of modern Lalibela, it tells us geometrically who's returning to the Jerusalem Temple Mount, and it has nothing to do with the Greek and Roman image of Jesus or Jehovah that the Greek and Roman conquerors that took over Africa placed within the 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible. Okay, so when we look at this cross-shaped building structure in modern Lalibela in Ethiopia from a helicopter, we're looking straight down upon the solid cross-shaped building structure that was carved out of solid bedrock. The area that was left formed the square. The square is so deep that if you jump down in that square and look up, you're looking up from the book of Revelation 21:18, cubic dimensions of New Jerusalem. Now here's where we see the globe, earth, step, pyramid, Mercator projection of ancient Babylon that's recorded in Psalms 105th chapter and 23rd verse, where we see the 12 sons of Jacob leaving their father Jacob in the Babylonian step pyramid civilization area of Ham, which is located in modern Iraq, the home of the first civilizations. So this is where we see the fourth son of Jacob that's referred to in Genesis 49 chapter and 8 verse, the first book in the King James Bible, entered into ancient Egypt amongst the 12 sons of Jacob, where we currently see him today cast down in front of the Isaiah 19:19 Egyptian pyramids. as the biblical North African couching lion Sphinx of ancient Giza and Gaza that was denied in theological racism by the 1611 King of England upon his 72 Greek and Hebrew scholars. Now, as we look at this great archaeological, theological, and astronomical discoveries in which Laurel Smith of Chicago, Illinois, non-profit home video and artwork creation has discovered within the dome of the rock outer wall stone rectangular window frames, we must make we must make it clear to all Christians around the world concerning the dome of the rock, globe earth, stealth pyramid, Mercator projection. 1, 2, 3 group in the pyramid squares. So as we look at the 1, 2, 3 group in the pyramid squares flanking a central Ethiopian cross within the dome of the rock outer wall stone rectangular window frames, we have made the connection with the black African couching lion Sphinx of ancient Giza and Gaza that ruled in Jerusalem over the 12 sons of Jacob. Now, when we look at the salvation plan of Malachi 4:2 winged son, the solar theology of the North African couching lion Sphinx of the tribe of Judah, to this new archaeological and theological and astronomical discoveries of the dome of the rock, globe earth, stealth pyramid, Mercator projection, which is seen in the dome of the rock outer wall stone rectangular window frames, where we see a 1, 2, 3 group in the pyramid square flanking the central Ethiopian cross. When we go to the Isaiah 1919 Egyptian pyramids and view them from a helicopter, looking straight down upon them, we see a 1, 2, 3 group in the pyramid bases as geometrically representing the dome of the rock, stone rectangular window frame images of a 1, 2, 3 group in the pyramid squares. When we look at the central Ethiopian cross, within all of the stone rectangular window frames, we have reconnected North Africa's biblical couching lion Sphinx of the tribe of Judah to the outer wall stone rectangular window frames. Now this smashes the 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible Eurocentric Temple Mount views of 100 million Christians around the world. Now as we look at this, the geometric architecture of the cross-shaped building structure that's currently located in the modern LALIBELA, it tells us who returns to the Jerusalem Temple Mount. When we go to LALIBELA and look at the solid cross-shaped building structure that was carved out of solid bedrock, we see that the area that was left formed the square. When you jump down in the square and look up, the square is so deep that when you look up from that square enclosure area, we see you're looking at from the cubic dimensions of New Jerusalem. That's referred to in Revelation 21:18. Now, when we make this great archaeological, theological, and astronomical discoveries concerning the cross-shaped building structure located in modern LALIBELA, as we reconnect it to the dome of the rock outer wall stone rectangular window frame images of a central Ethiopian cross, we see that the globe earth stealth pyramid Mercator projections of the book of Psalms 105th chapter and 23rd verse, 12 sons of Jacob, that actually entered into North Africa and started the stealth pyramid of Saqqara. So the Babylonian pyramids technology was carried by the book of Psalms 105th chapter and 23rd verse, 12 sons of Jacob, from ancient Babylon, which is located in modern Iraq, the home of the first civilizations, into North Africa, where we see the stealth pyramid of Saqqara being created. As we look at the stealth pyramid of Saqqara being memorializing the globe earth stealth pyramid Mercator projection of the book of Genesis 49 chapter and 8 verse, fourth son of Jacob, who's now cast down in front of the Isaiah 1919 Giza pyramids as the lion Sphinx of ancient Judaism. So when we make this great archaeological and theological discovery concerning the dome of the rock, outer wall stone rectangular window frame images of a 1, 2, 3 group in the pyramid squares, as they are seen flanking the central Ethiopian cross, we have connected the book of Revelation 20:18, returning cube crystal city structure of New Jerusalem, to the square that's located within the top of the Ethiopian cross shaped building structure located in modern LALIBELA. And I show this geometrically in my schematics concerning the dome of the rock Ethiopian cross that's being flanked by 1, 2, 3 group in the pyramid square. So thank you for viewing these great archaeological and theological and astronomical discoveries. For more information, send your emails to laurelsmith@att.net. Thank you very much.